Hi, I'm Dr. Donna Neville Walters from St. Joseph Equine Clinic, and today I'm going to demonstrate how to properly apply a lower leg bandage for your horse. First off, I'd like to start with some of the materials and supplies that you need to properly bandage your horse's leg. Make sure you have a nice bandage scissor available. There's nothing worse than getting to the middle of the bandage, ready to cut your material, and you have a scissor that doesn't work. So bandage scissors are really important and make your job a lot easier. If a horse has a wound and your veterinarian has already treated it and looked at it and you're applying the bandages for the follow-up care, you want to make sure you have a nice triple antibiotic ointment. I like to use just a generic form of bacitracin or neomycin, neosporin from the drugstores. Just a really inexpensive product to have on hand, and it's just good for many different superficial wounds as well. But a good thing to have for your lower leg injuries and bandages. Followed by the antibiotic ointment, I would apply a non-stick pad, such as this one. This is called a Telfa pad. There are non-veterinary formulations of this as well. Walgreens carries their own form, as well as Target. Anything that's a non-stick pad will work best for these wounds so that the wound doesn't stick to your outer bandages. After you've applied your non-stick pads, you'd want to apply a nice layer of padding. I prefer a cotton padding called Gamgee. It's a good product. It has nice soft quilting inside, but it's also covered by a nice mesh material. This keeps the product from pulling apart, and it also keeps it nice and snug and uniform when you're wrapping the horse's leg. Unlike cotton rolls, which you find at many different feed stores or supply stores, the problem with cotton rolls though is they pull apart very easily. So when you're wrapping a leg and you put tension on it, all of a sudden you have a piece that pulls apart. I like cotton roll for other things like sheath cleanings or just cleaning wounds themselves, but for wrapping a leg I really prefer the Gamgee rolls. They just keep a nice fit to them, and they keep much tighter. After the cotton roll, you would apply a layer of brown gauze. This gauze does not have much stretch to it, so it's going to just apply a nice snug fit to your bandage and keep things tight and uniform. After the brown gauze layer, we'd apply a layer of vet wrap. We all know that vet wrap has that nice stretchy property to it. Comes in lots of colors, lots of different design patterns. Just want to be careful when you apply the vet wrap that you apply even pressure, because you can get this too tight. And you can cause some circulation damage if you have it too tight. Followed by the vet wrap, we would apply a layer of Elasticon. Elasticon is a nice product. It also has stretch to it. It also is very nice and sticky. What I like to do is use this on the top of the bandage and even the bottom of the bandage. I apply it to the top of the bandage on the hairline and the top of the bandage so that the bandage will stay up better. It repels quite a bit of moisture, and it's just a nice product to keep the bandage secure and in place. Now that we've discussed the products and materials that you'll need, we'll demonstrate on Lacey how to apply a bandage. All right, now that we've discussed which bandaging supplies you need to wrap a leg, we're going to go ahead and actually demonstrate on the horse how to apply the bandage. Before we get started, it's a good idea to have all of your materials together. Make sure you have all your bandaging supplies and your scissor so that you don't need to run for something in the middle of the bandage application. You can apply it to either a bench or a tabletop surface, or else just a clean towel like I have here. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to pretend that this horse has a small wound in the cannon bone area on his front leg. So what we're going to start with is your non-stick pad with your triple antibiotic ointment. It's much easier to apply it to the pad itself than the wound. It doesn't stick very well to the wound, so it's hard to apply it directly to the leg. So go ahead and put your non-stick pad onto the leg, smooth it out, and then we're ready to apply our Gamgee padding. Now, in order to prevent a bandage bow, which is an injury to the tendons and ligaments from a bandage that's too tight, you want to make sure your bandage starts on the bone or the hard surface. So go ahead and put your bandage on the front of the cannon bone, and then start your wrap from the front to the back. So wrap around till you get to the front, and make sure you don't have any crinkles or any folded over pieces that cause damage. Go ahead and just snugly pull your bandage material as you wrap from the front to the back. And then we're ready to apply our brown gauze. The brown gauze can be started underneath the flap of the cotton roll, and then just go ahead and start wrapping as you did with the gamgee. Applying nice snug pressure as you go around. And leave a nice border of cotton roll on the top and the bottom so that you don't get the bandage too tight and cause circulation problems. So continue to wrap around the bottom of the fetlock, overlapping the previous wrap by a half, and continue to wrap up the leg, making a nice, firm, snug wrap, and continue wrapping until your brown gauze has covered the entire bandage. Once your brown gauze is applied, we're ready for the vet wrap. As with the previous 2 layers, we're going to start near the top and continue to wrap around, overlapping halfway as we go down the leg, making nice snug pulls as we go around the bandage. Work our way back to the top and cut off our excess vet wrap. The last step will be to apply the Elasticon tape. This is a really nice product to make sure the wrap stays up where it's supposed to. I overlap half of the hairline and half of the bandage like this, and that helps to keep the bandage from slipping down. Usually 1 to 2 wraps around the top of the bandage is all that you need. And once again, go ahead and cut off your excess material. Flatten it down, and there you have a nice lower leg bandage.